It's time for another KIRAKIRA Precure talk, and this time around we're talking about episode 12. I'm a little late on this, I've watched the episode before, but here goes my views and my opinions on episode 12. I think this episode was really nice, and we're finally with a villain in the story. We've been lacking a villain, and it's the first time in Precure history we've had a villain introduced so late to the story. Normally we have the villains introduced like in episode 1 or episode 2, 3, and then we all have this trio or foursome or whatever of villains, and maybe the big bad boss is introduced later on, but this time around we only have Giulio. Is he the big bad boss? I don't think so, but I think there's always someone behind, and Giulio, for being the bad boss, I don't think he is. And okay, so let's talk about the episode itself. I was very pleased with Giulio because I loved his human design, his civilian design. I think it was very nice, and I liked how he was handled in this episode. You know, he was very popular right at the moment he stepped on school. He started, and the girls were all falling for him, and the boys were jealous, but then the boys started admiring him very quickly. He turned that around very quickly, and I think that it was a very nice thing, and it was nice seeing Ichika so confused, because usually Precure leaders, they won't be confused over someone approaching them. They would be very happy and eager to help. But Ichika wasn't. I mean, she was eager to do things with him, but not eager to, you know, to help him and talk to him and befriend him and make him feel at home at his new school. No, she was very scared, and she was very confused as to why he was so interested in her. That was very nice. I liked that a lot. And another thing that I liked was that that kind of left me a little confused as well. We are already having some little redemption or a little bit of humanization of Rio. We're seeing that he might have something good in him. I mean, he does, but he might have something very good in him, and something very bad happened, and then he turned out to be this way. And we could see that in Ichika's scene with him. And like when they were baking and they both high-fived, and he was like, "What?" And that was very bizarre to me, because that usually happens when we're gonna start a redemption arc for a villain. Not right at the bat. We just knew Giulio, right? And then it was very interesting because the girls were a little confused over his presence, but Yukari is especially confused. I don't know if she's jealous because he seems to be calling a lot of attention and she is the center of attention, or if she has already noticed something in him. I actually think it's the latter. I think that she knows that something's not right with Giulio. And I mean, that's going to be, that if it's worked on later on, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be very nice. And maybe leave Ichika a little out of the focus, of the main focus. That would be amazing. That would be awesome if Yukari were the one to discover that Rio is Giulio. And I think that the fight was also great. I have to say, I'm loving the fights of this season, and in this episode the fights were amazing. They were able to fight with their rods using the Kirakiraru. I was a little afraid that the fights would turn out to be a stock footage fest, but it's not. And the fight was very nice. It was short, not really short, but it was very nice, and I loved seeing how each of the girls use their powers differently and how they can maneuver their powers in so many different ways. I love that. And Ichika gained a new power. I liked her new power a lot. It's very cute, and it has a little background to the story and to the relationship that she had with Rio. And that was also a nice touch. And I'm very excited to see what we have in store for us in next episodes. And to be honest with you guys, it's been such a long time since I've been this excited for Precure. I'm loving this season so much. Thank you, Toy Animation. And I hope you guys are too. I guess that's it. I mean, I'm gonna keep it short for once. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.